grief, have you ever worried that you're going to forget your loved one? I think it's a valid question, isn't it? And sometimes what it does is it keeps us hanging on to everything. You've seen movies, you've seen people who have kept the room, perhaps of a child who has died, exactly as it was, with everything for years and years. It's almost as if you keep it the same, you're hanging on to that memory, you won't forget. And yet it can keep you stuck in that past. It can stop you from starting to re-engage with life. Life will, of course, be different when you've lost somebody you loved. But are the things the person you loved? I don't think so. I think it's the memories that we created with them. And there are healthier ways of us to not forget our loved one. You know, as we talk about them, as we tell stories, one of the things I loved was when people told me stories about my late husband. It was uplifting, it was beautiful, and it was sad at the same time, and it reminded me of him. We can look at photos. Some people can't look at photos initially, it's too painful, but they're there. And I think as we talk about our loved ones, we keep their memory alive. We don't forget them when we talk about them, but when we shut down our emotions, when we don't talk about them, when we don't mention their name, when we can't look at photos, when we just keep everything almost like a shrine, that stops us from living. One of the difficult things is, you know, you think about, well, I remember their voice, and now we all have smartphones. And I'm going to guess a fair number of you have kept a phone message that your loved one sent you. I know I have. I have to keep my old phone and my own old charger so that every now and then I charge it up and just listen to Brian say something, send me a message. And it is beautiful, and it is sad, and it's heartwarming and sorrowful, all wrapped up in one. But I know for me, I'm never going to forget him because I talk about him. I feel him spiritually with me. And, you know, it comes to even the decluttering of clothes, of your loved one's things. It's very hard, isn't it? Feels like you're sort of getting rid of them, but you're not. Physically, they're already gone. These are just their things. So maybe you pick one or two special things that you keep. I have a fleecy that I love, and when I wear it, it feels, of Brian's, when I wear it, it feels like I'm surrounded in his love and a hug by him. But I couldn't keep everything. And so I think it's one of the things that we have to realize. There is a fear of forgetting our loved ones. There is a fear of letting go of things in case we forget. And I'm here to say you don't need to forget them. There are other ways to remember them, whether that's the anniversary of their death, you light a candle, whether it's looking at photos, whether it's playing their favorite tunes, whether it's making their favorite recipes, whether it's visiting the cemetery. There are so many ways that you can keep the spirit and the memory of your loved one alive, and you don't have to fear that by letting go of some of their stuff and some of their things that you're going to forget them. I think when you've had this really great love, whether it's a child or a partner, whoever it is, they're in your heart. And so keeping, you know, all their suits and all their shirts, it's not going to make a difference. It took me 3 years to declutter all of Brian's clothes. I still have a couple of shirts. It's 5.5 years now. But mainly I have donated with joy, and I'm so glad somebody else can use those things. So don't worry that you're going to forget your loved one. Don't feel you have to cling on to their things, cling on to the past in case you forget. You're not going to forget. You're not. But that's part of that active mourning, that active part in your grieving, is to learn how to talk about them and how to keep those cherished memories alive in your heart so that you can also start living again. So I hope this helps you. You don't need to be worried about forgetting your loved one. Talk about them, share about them, make an effort, an intention to do that so that they stay with you.